Hello everyone. The title of today's passage is Jesus at a Pharisee's house on the way to Jerusalem, where he was going to die to redeem our sin. As the Messiah, Jesus really had worked hard to accomplish his mission on earth. Today we will see one episode happened between Jesus and one Pharisee. So Jesus was invited to the Pharisee's house. Let's dive into what happened exactly between these. Chapter 14, verse 1. One Sabbath, when Jesus went to eat in the house of a prominent Pharisee, he was being carefully watched. There in front of him was a man suffering from abnormal swelling of his body. Jesus asked the Pharisees and experts in the law, "Is it lawful to heal on the Sabbath or not?" Jesus challenged at this moment because Jesus, as the Messiah, it was really right to heal a man who is suffering. However, the Pharisees and experts in the law had different ideas. So at this moment, Jesus challenged to their notions. 4. But they remained silent. So taking hold of the man, he healed him and sent him on his way. Jesus healed the man right away. However, the Pharisee and experts in the law had a different idea. Actually, they opposed what Jesus was doing and thinking. Verse 5, then he asked them, "If one of you has a child or an ox that falls into a well on the Sabbath day, will you not immediately pull it out?" This is really reasonable. If even if animals are in trouble or going to die, falling into a well on the Sabbath, definitely they will rescue the animals. How then? How come they have indifference to men who are suffering? 6. And they had nothing to say because they were touched their conscience. Jesus' saying was really reasonable and correct in the sight of God. 7. When he noticed how the guests picked the places of honor at the table, he told them this parable. Jesus, some lessons pop up in Jesus' mind to teach them the good lessons. So Jesus continues to say, verse 8, when someone invites you to a wedding feast, do not take the place of honor for a person more distinguished than you may have been invited. If so, the host who invited both of you will come and say to you, "Give this person your seat." Then humiliated, you will have to take the least important place. But when you are invited, take the lowest place, so that when your host comes, he will say to you, "Friend, move up to a better place." Then you will be honored in the presence of all the other guests. Jesus gives us right attitude, how to hold our mind in any places, even when we are invited to some feast and some event. 11. For all those who exalt themselves will be humbled, and those who humble themselves will be exalted. This is the statement. Jesus states 11. For all those who exalt themselves will be humbled. We shouldn't exalt ourselves by ourselves. If then, we will be humbled. Or if we humble ourselves, definitely we will be exalted. We can keep going to next lesson. Verse 12. Then Jesus said to his host, when you give a luncheon or dinner, do not invite your friends, your brothers or sisters, your relatives, or your rich neighbor. If you do, they may invite you back, and so you will be repaid. This is very common sense. What we are trying to do is to get repaid by those who are invited. So this is very natural, logical thinking while we are in the world. However, Jesus' perspective is different from what we are thinking, because Jesus is seeing all perspective in the light of heaven. The perspective of heaven, Jesus is seeing. So Jesus continues. Verse 13. But when you give a banquet, invite the poor, the crippled, the lame, the blind. Actually, those who are like that, those who are poor, the crippled, the lame, are helpless, are the helpless people who cannot pay back. And we cannot pay back anything from what we are doing. However, Jesus saying is different from what we are thinking. Jesus continues to say, 14, and you will be blessed. You will be blessed on heaven, although you cannot repay you. They cannot repay you. You will be repaid at the resurrection of the righteous. At the time when you are resurrected, and because they cannot repay you, you will be repaid at the resurrection of the righteous by the Heavenly Father. Heavenly Father will remember what you have done, and He will repay for exactly what you have to receive. So this is Jesus' word. So everything Jesus saying is in the perspective of resurrection, when we are resurrected. So it means that what we can learn from it is that the resurrection will be true in the heaven. Everything will be numbered and calculated and figured out what we have done. So our deeds, our thinking, the working should be based on what is going to happen to all men. Thank you for listening to Isaac Bible Class.